Hey guys, welcome back. So this is a let's play of This Land Is My Land. So playing this for a couple of hours now and got the gist of the mechanics. They've updated it with a new survival mode, so it's one hit deaths if you die. They have also added like realistic damage to it. I have turned that on. So just killed one with a headshot with an arrow, but I would argue that some of them are quite tough. But
Hey, there's an enemy!
wouldn't say he was a Zhang Lao personally, but gained a reputation from killing him.
I know you're there. Come out!
Since they've updated this, it has gone from falling enemies with 3 or 4 arrows to 1 to 2. However, if you get shot, you pretty much get shot, so be very
Hey,
careful with your surroundings.
get down, everyone!
Luckily back then guns weren't that accurate. See, he's wounded from an arrow.
I need to reload! I know you're out there. Get up!
Hit that from shrapnel as well. Come up with some unique names for these characters as well. That should be everyone dead in this camp now. Obviously we can loot the enemies. And also add, once we get back to our camp, we can add all this stuff back. You have to be very cautious on how much you're carrying as well. So once we get near a camp, we can drop it, so you can load it all onto your horse. There's a guy we go with a headshot. We can take our stuff back off him. tons of stuff to craft and loot as well. We're nearly encumbered, so we're going to have to come back and do that as well. We want to arm our troops and do that so we can trade as well. That's what all these dimes are for. We're overloaded slightly by 100 grams. Go in our inventory and got ourselves a couple of spike traps for the time being. I absolutely peppered with arrows. Take all that stuff off him. Got a pretty sweet shotgun, which we will grab. So now that's clear. Can send our infantry to camp in a minute. Go back to an outpost. We can so graphics are really nice as well. Yeah, just the detail on the water's really good too. The decal on the trees and everything. So it really does add to the immersion, and they've added a lot of things such as the ability for longer nights. You can adjust how long you want days. So you can either have it ultra realistic or you can have it more as a simulation. Depends how you want to play. So now that we are at our camp, we can start sending our weapons to camp. And what we want to use. So we can start arming our soldiers. So we've got stuff for bleeding and punctures as well now. And also add them to orders, so they're going to craft some bows. Send them to gather some sinew. So we've got a gun and a thing with them now. we can do is run back to the fort and grab a gun of our own. Some of the bodies have disappeared over time, which is annoying because I wanted that gun, but anyhow, I'm sure we'd kill some more people shortly and take another one. And this one you can't open. There's a decent gun in there, wasn't there? All that. One thing maybe got bullets for. There you go. A lot of assets to loot in each area, so really make sure you take the time to search every box and every barrel. One thing I like as well is the way that once you equip your stuff, you can visibly, see it on your character. You've got your bow, you've got your quiver of arrows. Now I've got your flintlock that's holstered on your side. There's a lot of attention to detail in that aspect. And the realism has added a real sense of caution when you attack. Sometimes it is a tad frustrating though when you're 20 meters away from an outpost and you can't travel to your camp. You can now. And I'm not sure the time spent in the game from going from A to B, but 4 hours to go 300 meters just seems a bit far-fetched. So we save ourselves 3 hours and 58 minutes, guys, and admire the scenery as we run to our next location. Anything with bang around that's made it slightly harder to interrogate people is obviously with the realistic damage I put on, they bleed out pretty quickly. So if you do hit them, you're either going to have to run up to them or try and sneak in. But like there, when you've got 5-6 people in such a narrow space, it's going to be impossible to do that. So just obviously bear that in mind. So quickly drop all my stuff off. That's our little camp stash. So we can put that in. Tells you what each one bullet, each weapon takes. So we can drop all our shells off. So we cut fish into smaller ingredients, like so. Fish roe if we really wanted to. But what we could do is we could send our group to attack the camp, but I think we're going to sneak in and we're going to kill them all ourselves and move on. So there's also another fort up there that's got prisoners in. I enjoyed putting it on a smaller world. You can get them larger as well if you want a longer game, but you know, I'm liking these sort of short, intense battles that this is bringing. So I'm going to go ahead and cause some chaos. There's a ton of skills and everything else you can learn as well. So for obviously scouting ahead, spy glasses, bioaccuracy. So I'm going to learn that. You can learn how to craft each arrow. So you know, if you want to craft medium arrows, we've got to find some boar tusks. But we've got 5, so we can go to this camp and cause some chaos. This area is a little more wide open than the other one, so maybe quite difficult to reach. Obviously we can crouch and take the stealthy approach, but what'll be the fun in that?
Here they
We
are.
can just pepper someone with arrows and run instead.
Enemy sighted. I need to reload. Hey, over there. Enemy. I need to reload. Something's not right here.
Do give a slight amount of chase, but
Enemy sighted. Hey, I see an enemy. Everyone get ready.
Clipped him with an arrow. Now's going to be time to flee and switch arrows.
Hey, the enemy's here. I gotta get out of here.
See if you can see them in the horizon.
Enemy spotted.
Just trying to run round and we'll see if we can outflank these guys. Also realistic in the sense that they stay bunched together as well, so can be quite hard to make an impact. Firing arrows isn't as easy as it could be, especially from distance.
I'm taking command. Guys, they're here.
Oh, I've hit him 4 times. Oh, there we go. Finally bled out after being hit 5 times. There's more of them over there as well, so they do search and try and flank you as well, so there's definitely a lot of fun to be had here. If you've got the time, it's going to take you a real good few hours to really build and upgrade your settlement and start taking your land back. Um, even on a small map, we've been playing 25 minutes and we've got 4.5% of the world versus the enemy that's got 2.5%. Obviously, if you die, you lose a lot of time if you're not playing on survival mode, and it enables them to make a significant amount of ground. So, what I'm going to do is craft some arrows, find some more hickory. This the only frustrating thing is we don't have much weight to carry, where it's realistic in that aspect. But you're going to have to spend a lot of time, stopping and starting and enabling things to gather your resources. So. eventually you're used to it sticking out of the ground. So now I've got enough for some arrows. That's be enough to take some people down. See an enemy there as they've gone deep into the woods to try and find me. So they do, in that aspect, they're quite intelligent. This guy turned his back to me, so he's quite dead in about.
Guys, they're here!
Yeah, I put him out of his misery. Can't find him in the bloody foliage. Oh, where's he gone? Well, he well and truly blended in, so
The enemy! They're here! I see someone!
rather than I'm getting shot at now.
Cover me, I'm reloading.
They're quite independent as well, so they're quite happily hack up a deer whilst you're waiting to give them something to do. So get us in some wood, so we might actually some arrows to fire. See, there's an enemy going towards our camp. I think he's the one that we spooked earlier.
Everyone!
The only thing I would say is sometimes the ground is a little bit sensitive on object placements, like that pistol there. It was really hard to find. I think something that would be nice to add is if you want a more of a arcadey feel, sometimes maybe illuminate some of the objects that you can pick up on the floor. I've got a shotgun now, so it's got to be tried, isn't it? It does work well with a controller as well. It is a tad sensitive on the right stick, but everything else moves and feels okay. I think if I wanted some sniper precision, I would use my mouse to aim. Really don't want to get too close to this
Everyone
guy.
get ready. Here they are. They're here. I see them.
Lucky his aim's not very good.
They're here. They're here. I need to reload. Guys, they're here.
Oh. The shot's at pretty close range of a shotgun shell, and he's still standing, so I don't know how realistic that is, but he'll bleed out pretty soon. Fingers crossed. If not, we're getting with our trusty bow.
The enemy. They're here.
Sorry, Bojangles the warrior. You are fine. We should cleared everyone in the camp now. Oh, no, still one more. Two more even. Gone on quite a run now. Okay, we've got quite a few more enemies. Running somewhere a little less open. And we'll pick them off. He says if
Enemy sighted.
Garrows want to play ball.
Everyone get ready. They're here.
sometimes our arrow trajectory does leave a lot to be desired. I haven't got any shells either. That would be my only gripe, is unless you you know, go out with enough bullets to complete a level in Doom, you're going to struggle a wee bit here sometimes. Farm some of our guys now, so they're good to repel any attacks. Put the rifle back. Actually, no, we'll take the shells. And that, we can craft ourselves some arrows. Right. This is going to be the time we are going to take this camp now. Could also stop and hunt deer if we so wished, but like the way there's the fire in the distance as well. The draw distance is decent, and it really helps you locate where you need to go. We just need to be incredibly wary of 3-4 people that are trying to hunt us.
The enemy! They're here! Enemy I gotta get out of here! Show yourself, slowly.
We suffered an arm injury now, and we're bleeding pretty quickly, so we need to not do what I did and accidentally put in my things to prevent bleeding. So we've killed the guy at the camp, he's bled out. But I'm gonna go on a hurrah here.
Guys, they're here!
Don't think I'm going to get to a puncture kit. That is satisfying.
The enemy's...
The downside is I'm going to bleed to death from an arm injury. uh, Bled to death from an arm injury, guys. Realistic damage. We went down in a blaze of glory, at least, and we took some borders, but us dying has had significant consequences where they've now took 17% of the land versus our 7. So all in all, really fun little game this. You know, you can play it to how you want. You can have it more simulation, you can have it more realistic if you so wish. Obviously, you know, death has pretty serious consequences even if not in survival mode. You know, I would have hoped we would have had a little bit longer for just an injury to the arm, but you know, it is what it is. Overall, though, really fun little game. Thoroughly recommend this, and they're adding a ton of features, and it's definitely worth playing, guys. So, anyway, if you did like this video, please like and subscribe for future videos.